is Journey Through Miro. I am Nola Moore, and these are my boys. Say hello, boys.
Hello, boys.
Hello.
Sans won, but he should be here soon. Until he does, let's get started with my fiance of poor Wi-Fi quality right now.
I'm just a poor boy. I'm Steven Stoll. That's Steven the Stoll on YouTube. Lone Jedi 100 on YouTube. Did I say TikTok a moment ago for the other thing? TikTok. That's Steven the Stoll. YouTube. Lone Jedi 100, all one word, lowercase. Patreon at I believe Steven the Stoll. You can find links on some of my stuff. I need to get more. I need to get on top of my media presence. I have a book. I have stuff coming. I drew a little kobold because I play Yip Yap No Tail. Kobold Rogue.
Nice.
And DM my own D&D game. That's why my YouTube channel is relevant. That and I do short films and this and that and the other thing.
Nerd. Just because you have talent doesn't mean you have to tell everyone. And speaking of talent, hello, I am the Black Doctor. You can find me on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, things like that. I do apologetics, preaching, things of that nature. Really awesome stuff. You should check it out. On this, I play. Oh no, who do I play? Oh yes, the undead, slightly undead, Balgroth the Dark. Well, I also play on Steven's D&D campaign as the Tortle Donatello.
What a great turtle he does.
I do pretty good. I do
Cool.
pretty good.
I guess while we wait for Dale / Isaiah, could one of you give me the recap from the last session?
Well, we are on our way to Sione, and most of what I remember is that we ended up fighting a really big. I'm trying to remember the name for it, but I don't remember what it is.
Some sort of demigorgon meets mountain range corpse flower being.
Right, exactly. An Otterom, is it?
Oterum, but
Oterum, that's the word.
good job remembering.
So yeah, we found an Oterum, and we didn't kill it. It basically, fought us. I got stepped on. I survived. And basically we ended up, scaring it off and I guess scooting by it while it went to heal. So yeah, that's pretty much all I remember.
Okay.
We then encountered a merchant of dubious wares of uncomfortably high prices.
Oh yeah, you got scammed.
I didn't pay for anything.
No, Isaiah got scammed. And I totally called it.
Well, that is inspiration for the both of you. I don't know how to kill time now because apparently Dale likes to cook his steaks until they're nothing but a puck.
Why? Why does he do this? I know Dale has a bad taste in D&D characters because he always does mages. And he has a bad taste in women because he always ends up being a simp. So I mean, I didn't know he had a bad taste in food to go with it.
I just didn't realize. I don't know why he decides to cook his food so close to the session starting.
I'm his best friend. I'm his friend, so I can roast him.
Like the steak he's killing right now.
Exactly. It's like when you go to a steakhouse and people say, "Oh, how do you like your steak?" Dale says, "Boot."
Ugh.
Then why did you order the steak at all?
Mm-hmm.
Dale says, I'd like you to cook it. Now, I know you heard me say I want you to cook it, but when I said I want you to heat it until there's nothing but heat and black and char.
I want it ash.
better just grab a piece of coal out of the fireplace. That'll work.
You got, yeah.
Just put it on a plate.
You happen to have just an open flame I can shove in my mouth. It's like,
Yip Yap would actually sort of like that, though.
oh, heck yeah, that's like kobold lollipops are just like little viscous tree sap that's been lit on fire. You just go,
Jeez. Alright.
Oh my goodness. Charizards would make a killing out of that.
Hmm.
Oh yeah, we haven't healed yet. Well, I'm even wondering. I have full health. Still
oh, hey, y'all want to meet my grandparents? They're right here.
Oh.
I literally just had the worst thought.
Oh.
Hey guys, do you want to be my grandparents? Pulls out an urn.
I mean, that's equivalent.
No!
I could do the best bit right now if I had my great grandma's urn, but I don't.
No! That is terrible.
Well, anyway, I can give you guys more inspiration if you want to answer questions. See if you remember things.
I mean, I'm always up for more inspiration, but
Yeah,
that don't
let's
mean
do
I got
Miro trivia.
that don't mean I got the same roll for intelligence to get it.
Trivial Pursuit. Roll through Miro.
Uh,
Roll through Miro.
Roll. What? Okay, what's the name of the guy that you guys are traveling with? What's his full name?
Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
Hey, that's my name too. I'm gonna be honest with you. Balgroth has no idea. Neither do I.
Does he have a fuller name? I feel like he has like a dwarvish kind of one note long
Right.
name.
I might like literally Balgroth just calls him cannon fodder.
He introduced himself by his first name, but then in Apostles Tavern, when you all were looking at like the letters and stuff on the board, he put a letter up in which he signed his full name.
Is it the witch in Selu? Is it the witch Selu in the glowing forest?
No. What?
No, that's okay. She cut off her head for a freaky tree man. That is how I have something in my notes. I don't know what that is anymore.
For this game?
Yes,
Huh?
that's
You
my
need to
most
send me that.
recent note.
Yeah.
Is that like related to the tree guy we fought or something?
I don't know. Hey, look who's here.
Hey guys.
Anyway, I was doing trivia with them because you were late.
Sorry.
They already got inspiration for recapping, but if you can answer this question, I'll give you inspiration.
Oh boy, okay.
What's the full name of the guy you're traveling with right now?
Oh, sure. Ask the guy who takes copious notes.
So
Well, you should.
you're talking our driver, right?
Yes.
Let's see. Dorian Leaf or Life.
Okay. Inspiration.
Dorian. Yeah.
Dorian.
All right.
Big D.
By the way, Dale, how's your boot?
My boot.
Yes.
Out with it.
If you've been
You
cooking
didn't
your
burn the
steak
house
for that
down,
long,
right?
it's got to be burnt, dude.
You didn't burn the house down baking that steak, did you?
I am not legally required to answer that.
Oh my god.
Bro, please the fifth. That's an admission
Well-
of guilt.
We see a firefighter going by behind him.
They introduced themselves and shouted out their stuff. Do you want to do that?
Yes. At Dale Jitsu. I normally make a funny comment, but you know, they kind of already roasted me a little bit. But the steak looks okay.
Still looks like a boot to me.
It'd be funny if I had a shoe on the plate in anticipation of the joke.
Yes. Just a pair of crusty winter boots.
Ugh.
Well, with that, we can get started. Where you guys left off, you were just arriving in Bury, the town with the caravan stop. And this town is really nothing spectacular. It's just a midway stop for any travelers about to go through the wintry depths of Sione. There are a handful of shops in a kind of semicircle around a park center in the town, of which has a very tall lamppost that is currently alight despite it being noon. And the shops here are typical ones: an armory, a blacksmith, there's a general store with food and water necessities, and a shop for any miscellaneous gear that you might want to top off before you head out.
Mm.
And as Dorian pulls his ox bull to a stop, he kind of hands Isaiah a leaflet of parchment that he has written up for you. These are necessities, if you guys don't already have them. Be quick. And he gives you a smile before tying up the bull to the sort of like place where it can stay while he's gone.
We'll take a look at these necessities. What are they?
On the list, it has padded hide armor, cold weather clothes, snowshoes, snow goggles, flares, rations, and at the very bottom there's a note from Dorian that says, "The little guy will need double padded hide if he doesn't want to end up in a snow sleep. Here's some extra pieces to help pay for that, as it is the least I can do." And there's kind of like a pouch that has 20 gold pieces, 30 gold pieces
Ooh.
in it.
Lore question.
Mm.
Now that Balgroth is technically undead, can he get gold?
So, yes, good question. This was brought up earlier. Your sensations are very, very dulled. So you remember the cold of your home very well.
Mm-hmm.
You could walk through it and potentially not, I mean, you won't get frostbite because you don't have blood to freeze. It would be uncomfortable after a while, especially if you fall in a snow trap. And also, it might look weird if you don't have any padded armor.
Okay.
Now, so just to go, so it's padded hide armor, winter clothes, snowshoes and snow goggles, rations, double padded hide for Yip Yap. Anything else?
Flares.
Flares. All right. Well, I guess I will look for a place to buy these things.
All right. The first place that you guys can go into, the armory. I'm not really gonna have like a shopkeep for each of these places because it's 4 different stores. But to break it down, in the armory, you can either get a new set of padded hide armor, which would run you 14 gold pieces for the set, and that if you get a new piece, it would make your AC 12 plus your dex modifier. Or for 10 gold pieces, you can get your current set of armor padded, and it wouldn't change your AC modifier at all.
No, I don't wear armor, so would I just need winter clothes in this scenario?
If you don't wish to get armor, then no, you don't have to. The clothes would be enough.
Then, Balgroth, for 10 gold, you can get your armor padded.
That is true.
That way you won't freeze.
That is true. How my AC right now is 17.
Okay.
So if I get like the new armor, how much would that add to it, or would that add to it at all?
That would
It
lower
would
it.
it would change it to 12 plus your dex mod.
But if you
Nah,
get your current armor padded, it'll have
yeah.
the same
If I
AC.
get my regular armor padded, then it literally does. I mean, it saves my AC instead of bringing it down. All right,
Yeah, and it's cheaper.
it is cheaper. It is cheaper. So
Yep.
But 12 plus dex is good for light armor.
yeah, but I have heavy armor and I have a low dex modifier.
So
But
we're
this is pepperoni.
we're changing our armor for this.
So to run it by you,
Or you'll freeze.
there's two options for armor. You can get clothes as a separate thing, but if you're going to wear armor, then this would be best. You could get a new set of padded hide armor for 15 gold, which would turn your AC to 12 plus your dex mod. Or for 10 gold, you can get your current set of armor padded, and it wouldn't change your AC.
It wouldn't change my AC either way.
Okay, so what do you want to do?
I'll
You
just
want to spend more money, or
yeah, I'll just get padding. Is the padding my armor cheaper?
It is.
Okay, yeah, I'll just get my armor padded.
So that's 10 gold, and then
Yep.
10 gold for Balgroth as well.
Yep.
That's honestly like with that current design Yip Yap I showed a while ago. That was kind of the idea, was that he was gussied up for cold already.
Cool.
Mm.
And then in the blacksmith, it doesn't really have anything out of the ordinary, just typical swords, knives, bows and arrows, things like that nature. You can buy something new if you want. You can get something fixed up or upgraded if you want.
I walk up to the. Yeah, go ahead. Yep,
Yeah,
go for it.
there you go.
Or, you sure, Isaiah? All right. I walk up to the blacksmith and drop my blade of vengeance in front of him. So
What do you want me to do with this?
So we gotta make this happen.
It's like, do you think you can upgrade this?
He kind of picks it up and looks at it. Remind me what you can do with this sword.
So it just has a really really good attack power. It has it just has a +8 attack modifier with a +3 slashing damage. It's not anything too big.
The blacksmith kind of like looks it up and down and says, "Well, I could coat this and with some poison or flaming oil."
His eye one of his eyes instantly perks up when he sees flaming oil. Flaming oil, I say.
Yes, I would have to soak the metal, which would take not that long. Are you here for the caravan out of town?
Yep.
Might not be ready by the time you leave.
Well, you
But
you.
I can give it a quick coat. It will not last as long. Would you prefer that? If you really want.
How long would it last?
So technical speak, this would allow you to light the sword on fire 10 times before the oil dries up.
Mm-hmm. What about the option for the poison?
Same deal. He can give it a light coat, which would give it you could use it 10 times to give poison damage, and then it would not have poison on it anymore.
Hmm. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna go for it just to be safe.
Okay, which one?
I mean, we're going into Sione, the flames.
Okay. That would be 20 gold.
20 gold.
Oh.
It's an effort.
Hmm. If I return and I want to make, and I still have some uses left, what would I need to do in order to make it permanent?
Well, if you come back, then I can give you a discount on the full soaking, which would bring it down from 30 gold pieces to 10.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, then the flame oil will have soaked into the actual metal of your sword and will make it flammable until it breaks, I guess.
How much to get that on 2 daggers? The
10
poison, sorry.
poison? I can do that for 5 gold pieces each, so 10 in total if you have 2 daggers.
Ooh.
Hmm.
And then I'd want you to make me. Can you make me a set of throwing dagger? How much would it be for a set of poison throwing daggers for when we get back?
So for the trip into Sione, I want to make sure you understand, little guy, because you just kind of walked in here and I didn't see you until now.
Ah.
It is a light coating because you guys, I'm assuming, are you like his dad or something? I don't understand how this works.
Uh, for
Yes.
better or worse, I might as well be.
Right. Well, little lizard is a light coating, which means it will only work 10 times before the coating rubs off,
Oh,
which is
okay.
why it's a lower price. When you come back, however, if you come back, there will be a discount, which will be another 5 gold for each dagger that you want to get coated, and then it'll be a lifelong coating.
Right, that's what I'm talking about.
Yes, wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I was here. You just couldn't see me.
Yep.
How much? So it would be so okay. So it'd be like 10 for the 2 daggers.
Yes.
Okay, he puts his 2 daggers up,
All right.
and then I'd like a set of throwing dag. How much would it be for a set of throwing daggers that are like permanently like that when I get back?
20 gold pieces.
Okay.
All right. I will have these.
Hanson.
Am I paying him now or later?
The way you worded it, you're paying him now.
Ooh, okay.
You'll just need. I think you just need 10 now.
Yeah. You can come back after Sione and get the throwing daggers, or you can pay up front for them.
I'll wait until I get back to pay for them.
Okay.
But he's gonna make them. He is gonna make them in the meantime.
Yes, he will if you pay up front.
Okay. I show him mine just so he knows like the kind that I use that works for me.
Okay.
And of course, I toss him a bag of 20 gold on top of my blade of vengeance.
He takes the weapons and says, I'll have these set before you leave. Just make sure you come back before you leave. Thank you.
Okay. Before we go, while they've been talking and I've been thinking and stuff, I want to have cased the joint. Does he have a set of tools anywhere?
Just tools?
Like on the, yeah.
Like regular just tools?
No, thieves.
Oh. No, he doesn't.
Tools.
Alright, what's your rates on thieves tool bacon?
I don't sell thieves' tools. You'd have to go to the general store for those.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Question for the future. I'm putting in the damage modifiers. What would be the rates of damage for the flame sword?
Right. So the fire and the poison each will be doing 1d10 extra damage to your attacks.
1d10. Nice.
Ooh, that's some loud steak. Um,
Oh gosh.
actually didn't need that. Okay, so next is so that was the blacksmith. Next is the general store, which is where you can get your rations and your flares. And next to that is the secondary general store with more miscellaneous objects where you can get the clothes, the shoes, and the goggles.
Well, food has to come first. So
Darn, I'm broke.
no, you're not. You have like 300 gold.
Do I?
Maybe you don't.
I if I did, I didn't put it in here because right now I'm looking at 4 gold.
Dang. All right. Well, I guess y'all can take out a loan from me.
Oof.
Hey, if you say I have, if you're checking my money more than me, I'd rather get that 300 gold, bro.
I just assumed that you like had some money on you.
You always assume that I have money on me because I'm a former prince, but you also remember I'm dead.
I am.
Well, I don't charge outrageous usury. Okay, so yeah, how much is
You should be
food?
paying me jizya.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! We don't have to be talking about
Okay.
Disney anywhere, all right?
That's terrible.
So in the general store,
Even
with the
married.
rations. The rations are just one copper piece each. They are very small bundles of food that are meant to be eaten. It has like tags on them that tells you that these are to be. I can't talk. These are meant to be eaten every hour while you're in Psyone.
Wow.
So you need one ration for every hour that you think you're going to be in Psyone. That you
Now,
need.
like, this may be done, but like, will I die if I'm sleeping and not eating?
So roll a nature check.
Oh boy, it's gotta be really cold there.
Extremely cold, you could say.
Chonker. 6.
Dang, dude. You just know that calories are what help heat the body. And it is very, very cold in Psyone.
I do not eat.
So these are good to have if you don't already have food on you.
Interesting. Okay. Well, how many hours do we intend to? We intend to be there for a lot of hours, right?
At least the caravan ride you would need the rations for, because any town you stop in will have food, obviously.
I guess I'll buy like. Let's see. There's 3 of us. I'll buy like 500, 600.
Six-
That's 6
600.
gold.
600 copper pieces. Is that how that works?
Yeah, that's 60 silver and 6 gold.
Wow.
Wait. This is that. Wait, no. Okay. That's a weird AI overview. That's wrong. Okay, so you get 600 rations, which are about fourth of a pound each, just so you know.
Oh my. Balgroth, hold these.
Hold
Dang.
Why?
You don't have to get 600.
We're gonna be there. if we're just there for like 300 hours, I don't want to die. Besides, this is a great deal.
But Isaiah, I don't necessarily need to eat. What?
You can't carry all of them. I'm gonna give you no. You try and buy 600, and the shopkeep just points to a sign that says maximum 20 rations per purchase.
20? We're gonna be there for more than 20 hours. Well, I guess I'll buy 60 then.
Oh no.
So that's 20 each, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll buy 60.
Okay. So you said 20 rations. That's good.
Right.
Mad.
Oh, I had exactly 6 silver. How fortuitous.
How fortuitous.
Hero Forge has some new items.
There is a Calvinist God. No. Oh.
I mean, have you read the Bible?
Okay. There's also flares here. And the flares are 1 silver piece each. These are very similar to just torches. The only difference is they are advertised to sustain cold winds better than a regular torch would.
How many silver?
It's 1 silver each.
I'll buy 10.
Okay?
No, I'll buy 5.
5 flares.
Yep is a flare.
Can you sustain the cold winds? Sustain the cold winds is what I said? Nothing else?
Yeah.
Sustain.
As soon as Kiriga gives me the spell Gust, I shall.
So, the general store next to the other one, which has the clothes, shoes, goggles, and for Yip Yap, the thieves' tools that you want. There are 3 thieves' tools. Why can't I talk? There are 3 thieves' tools on display at the counter. There's what looks to be a used set of thieves' tools, where some of them are kind of bent, but you can tell that they will still work. There is one that looks new, just the same as the old one, but obviously untouched. And then there is one that is like really fancy. Comes in a special little pouch. It's all silver and stuff.
As the guys are... What time of day is it?
It is just past noon.
Am I in normal view of the teller?
The thieves' tools are right at the desk, so yes.
Are they behind glass?
Yes. They're thieves' tools. Of course they're going to be hard to steal.
That's not in the spirit of thieves.
It's in the spirit of selling to them.
That is true.
Are there little pieces of paper attached to them with funny symbols on it that Yip Yap can't read?
Unless you can't read numbers, yeah.
Are there price tags? Arabic is not part of the root language of Thieves' Cant, so Yip Yap doesn't know numbers.
Okay, then you don't know the prices.
Okay.
That's why I avoided saying them.
I can read reading. I can read writing, but I can't write reading.
What?
Yip Yap's gonna ask, how much for this?
The teller is going to lean over and point to them. And in order from used, normal, to cool, it is 20, 25, 50.
Gold?
Yes.
If I trade in a set, would that lower the price at all?
For trading, you can get the used set for free.
How about a discount on one of the other ones?
for trade of your thieves' tools, you can get the average set for just 5 gold pieces, and the fancy set for 25.
You have yourself a deal, and he puts the wooden set up on the counter.
Wow.
Which ones are you getting?
The fancy ones, and he starts taking out 25 gold.
Okay. He unlocks the case, takes out the sort of silver-plated thieves' tools with the nice shiny case they come with, and slides it to you, and takes the wooden tools and kind of just sits and appraises them for a little bit.
Did your old
What do they
thieves
look like?
work?
Are they like sterling silver with like pattern, or
They are.
They have waifus engraved into them.
You see, they're very reflective. They are silver, and they have some intricate, like, little designs carved into them, but nothing like notice-worthy. And the bag itself is just a one-toned silver bag. And also in this store are the clothes, the shoes, and the goggles. Did I die for a second, or did someone else do?
I might have.
I felt that too.
I don't know.
But
Everything looks fine to me.
okay, well, also in this store are clothes, snowshoes, and snow goggles that you can get.
So let's see. Balgras sort of wanders in to look for stuff in his size.
Okay.
As in, like, since my armor is pretty much taken care of, the only thing I need is really the boots and the goggles.
Okay. Yeah, if you're not going to get the clothes, then just get the snowshoes. So the snowshoes are not boots. They are things that you attach to the bottom of your shoes.
All right.
Yeah. My favorite kind of snowshoe, the non-snowshoe.
The non-shoe.
The snowshoes are all 2 gold pieces each. They come in different sizes to fit different shoes. And these will also reduce your likelihood of getting stuck in deep snow. But if you wear them on anything other than snow, you have a reduced speed.
I can teleport.
Cool.
I'll buy a pair for myself.
Just imagine. Oh no, I'm finally out of the snow. Now he can't reach me. Then suddenly, right behind him, a 7-foot half-orc just appears right behind him.
Right.
Nothing personal, kid.
So you get snowshoes.
Yes.
2 gold, right?
Yes.
And how much for the goggles?
The goggles are 3 gold pieces. These, you know what snow blindness is?
Is it where you go blind in the snow?
Sure.
Mm.
Yeah, these prevent snow blindness.
Okay.
You have the option of not getting them, but up front, if you don't get them, your perception and investigation checks will be at disadvantage.
I'm getting them.
Okay.
Hey, Isaiah.
I give you a gold.
Thank you. So I get everything.
Okay.
Yip Yap, will you get anything?
Yip Yap's currently in the fridge. Oh, there he is.
You didn't tell me we ran out of
I was over on the bench.
Are you getting snowshoes and snow goggles too?
Sure.
Okay. The snowshoes are 2 gold pieces, and the goggles are 3 gold pieces.
So 5 overall.
Yeah. And
How much are winter clothes?
You're gold and silvering me to death over here.
well, you're buying new equipment for a different location. You can't just go everywhere with the same stuff.
course I
That's
can.
not.
This is an anime where you could literally go into tempered, like in incredibly dangerous climates with just a straw hat, man.
We're
No, this
using
is Zelda.
We're using Scooby Doo cartoon logic, where you do need different clothes for different locations.
Yeah, it's a totally different episode. Where's my
Hey.
cowboy hat? Do they have a cowboy hat?
A cowboy hat?
I will pay
What-
good platinum for a cowboy hat.
Do you
Cows
want?
aren't boys. It's in the name.
I want a cowboy hat, ideally with like a star on it, like Knuckles'.
I was just about to say, stop trying
There's
to
there's no cowboy hats for sale here. Sorry.
Maybe I'll make one.
Okay.
Find myself a cow.
So the clothes.
Mhm.
The winter clothes are 20 gold pieces for a full set. Yip Yap's clothes will be 30 gold pieces because his needs to be double lined and so that he cannot die in the cold. And
Sorry. What? Am I going to be more expensive? Is that what I heard?
yes, because Yip is a reptile, his clothes need to be double lined, which will put 30 gold.
Man, nature's so racist.
Barbara.
No, Dad.
Astro,
Can I borrow 15 gold?
50?
50?
50.
15?
Oh, 15.
Ask your uncle. Balgrog literally reaches into his money pocket,
Opens up his Naruto frog purse.
and a piece of lint just falls out, and then the rest goes.
Hey, Gary.
Ask your uncle.
Hey,
Gary pipes up. Gary pipes up. Hey, what's up? You guys talking
Can
to
I
me?
borrow 15 gold?
You can't hear Gary.
He's asking if he can borrow 15 gold.
Well, I heard him. Give me a second. And you just hear a bunch of rattling in your head. It sounds like an avalanche is coming down on you.
Man's about to have money pop out of his nostrils.
until you hear like a little cha-ching noise. And Gary says, and Balgroth said, all right, tell him to look under the top hat on the second shelf against the window over there.
Balgroth literally points and tells him, look under that hat.
I just made a deal with a Fae, didn't I? Gosh dang it. Yip stabs off and turns over the hat.
There's 16 gold under the hat.
With interest?
With a minute's interest.
Balgroth literally grabs his head. You've seen me with only 34 gold, and you won't let me have any money?
I didn't put that there.
Then who did?
I don't know. Someone else did. It was just kind of sitting there. I could just see it.
Where else
Yep.
is there money?
Where? Okay, that'd be a second. Give me a second. And you start to hear the avalanche go off in your head again. Until you hear the little cha-ching. Outside, like at the northern corner of the back of the store, about 20 paces away, if you dig 6 feet down, there is a chest with 2 gold pieces in it.
I hate you.
I'll do it.
Okay.
It's like I'm just repeating all of this.
Balgroth is forced to repeat everything Gary says.
And I'm just like, I hate you so much.
All right. So I now have winter clothes, snowshoes, snow goggles, flares, and an insufficient number of rations. Probably only a tenth of what we'll need.
I wanted to say as well, the clothes, the whole set contains a fur coat that you can either get with a fur-lined hat or a hood. Comes with boots and gloves.
Wow.
And these clothes are these clothes help in the extreme cold conditions that Sione is.
Hmm.
Interesting. Dale? What?
Is not coming up as a gift.
I'm just looking at
That's right.
the Roll20 for the first time in like 20 minutes.
Okay. That's
Why is it that when I saw that, my immediate thought was, I'm gonna pop some tags. Only got 20 gold in my pocket.
No,
Well, we've
I'm
been-
concerned with the little sentence that's above that.
So
How
what
you
we've
do that, bro?
I said they were catchy and weird
so what we've
trolls, and no one
confirmed.
heard me.
So what we've confirmed is that James Farr is the old man who can pull off that look, and not Conan O'Brien.
Yeah, you right.
Okay. You have your stuff.
Does that last guy look like House?
You guys have your stuff.
Blouse.
A pimp named Isaiah.
After you guys get everything that you think that you
An
need,
outrageously oversized fur coat.
yes,
And that sucker.
it's extremely hard to wear these items right now.
I've got
It's like,
goggles on. I look like just a menace right now.
I am from Alaska. You meet back up with Dorian, who has made his way over to a small group of people also waiting for the caravan. He is making conversation with a pair of people. One of them, you can tell, is a young girl, probably a teenager, and the other is a man. It's difficult to discern details from the storefront where you guys are. And off to the side, a little bit away from the conversation being had, is a Rye who seems to be wrapping up their wings in some kind of fabric. They don't look much like other Ryes you've seen that have kind of like mantis-shaped faces. This one has more of a bee-shaped face with weird-looking antennae.
Not the beast.
That was one.
I'm gonna go to where that money's buried.
Okay.
I'm gonna cast Mold Earth to dig it up.
I'm gonna go with him.
I'm gonna mold a cast of Earth, and
Okay.
I follow behind.
You remove 5 feet. There's still a foot of dirt still covering the chest, but you can just kind of...
I do it again.
Yeah. The chest is a very simple-looking wooden chest, and it's not locked at all. You pop it open, and inside are 2 gold pieces, just kind of sitting at the bottom of it.
I grab them.
No. And I keep the chest.
Okay, it's about a 5-pound chest. Simplistic.
Good.
Cool.
Good.
Then what do you do?
I put it in the cart. Let's see what discussion is being had.
With
What's all
Dorian?
this hubbub about?
With our lovely driver and this man and woman.
The actual caravan that takes you to Sione is not here yet.
Right. No, but didn't you say he was talking with 2 people, a man and a young girl?
Okay, yeah. Right, okay. Okay, I understand the confusion. You approach him. Balgroth, do you follow?
Yeah.
Okay. You guys approach Dorian to kind of regroup, and he grins at your approach, seemingly in the middle of some conversation. These are my traveling companions, actually. A quaint bunch, aren't they? The man, who, upon closer look now, you can discern he has pointed ears poking out from kind of short, curly, reddish brown hair. His skin is silvery almost, kind of lightly shining under the sunlight. And he holds out a manicured hand for you to shake, offering a very refined smile beneath a almost overly sculpted beard that has been smoothed to like a triangle point downwards that ends at his clavicle. Salutations, I am Acibris, and this is my ward, Lathea. He gestures to the girl who's kind of partly to the side behind him. She gives a nervous smile, raises a hand in greeting. You can tell that she is not an elf or half-elf. Her ears are not pointed.
Greetings and salutations, my good man. I am Uzziah Yeager, and these are my acquaintances, Balgroth.
Prince Balgroth.
It's very lovely to meet the three of you. He kind of looks down to Yip Yap. Yes. What business does your troop have in Sione?
Just to confirm, we are hunting down an associate of Hara's. Is that correct? Is that where we're going there?
Yes.
Ah.
You all have there's a lot of different reasons why you guys are
Yes,
in
yeah.
A multitude of reasons. A lot of them murder.
We have another acquaintance we're hoping to be able to find there. And yourself?
I am traveling with Thea to meet up with some of her extended family, and I will be meeting up with a theater troupe that will be performing in one of the towns later this month.
Ooh, so you are a thespian?
Yes, I am.
Interesting. That's fascinating. How does a man of your talents come to be a opposite of ward for a young lady?
Well,
Guardian.
She is the daughter of a close friend of mine who was also a part of my theater troupe, who met an unfortunate, quicker end than we were expecting, and so she has fallen under my care until I can get her to more of her family.
I see. Well, my condolences, and I hope all goes well. Will you be traveling with Dorian or separately with the caravan as a whole?
Well, we will all be on the same caravan.
Yes. You don't know him, though.
I do not know. This is my first time meeting Mr. Leaf. He's very interesting conversation-ish. I'm not much for sciencey talks like he and Thea talk about. No, I'm more of the arts, of course.
Is Thea a woman of science, or what is her profession or interest?
He kind of looks behind himself, seeing if she wants to speak for herself, and she kind of shakes her head. He nods and continues. She is an aspiring astrologist. She has always been very enamored by the stars, just like her mother was, and she has been tracking constellations lately.
Oh, impressive. Well, enjoy your stargazing endeavors then. I wonder if in Sione it'll be a different view, both in terms of clarity and positioning.
I have been in Sione a few times. The night sky there is very beautiful, if you are in the correct place to view it, of course.
Of course. Lovely. Well, Acupris and Lady Athea, I bid you a good day. We have to... Oh, and Dorian, thank you for the list. We were able to acquire what we needed.
Ah, fantastic. Yes, and I do hope that... I don't know if the 30 gold was enough. I hope it was. I don't really remember the prices that they have set here, if they've changed or what have you. I hope that our kobold friend will be nice and warm for the journey.
We had 30 gold from him. I'll add that to the inventory. Yes. Well, no, it was more than sufficient. We appreciate it. You've been most kind.
Wonderful.
Do we have to meet somewhere today, or just...
We are waiting. The driver should be here soon. He kind of looks up at the sun, kind of shielding his eyes. I can't today for some reason. He should be here soon. The caravan is set for just a little bit past noon. You all have everything you need, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Balgrath, you hear Gary in the back of your head. Hey man, what about like your sword?
Literally, Balgrath's sort of eyes begin to glow right out of the mask that he's wearing. Great Tylorian! And he begins to just sort of scramble out of where he is, running back to the store.
That would have been so much fun.
And then he runs back, grabs Yip Yap because he still needs his stuff, and goes back with it.
Oh.
And on the way to the store, he just hears a stampede of
just the cloud dust
Yes.
cloud behind you.
And the guy just at the desk, he's just like,
Oh no!
I hear danger.
Something's about to happen.
And then Balgrath just sort of faces through the door, just bursts through it. I need my sword.
The guy just kind of like meekly behind the counter, like shakily raises a hand to point at a side table where your sword and Yap's daggers are neatly laid out.
He quickly grabs them, places their sword back in his sheath, hands them to, basically plops them on Yip Yap's head, then speeds over to the counter, then sort of leans over. Thank you. And then just runs back out. Oh, jeez.
Okay,
And
cool.
then you hear the same all the way back to the group.
Okay, we're gonna take a break after that. Take like a 5-minute break. Just a quick rundown. How much longer do you think you guys are good for?
Big J.
Probably until the next hour. Just because I have to get up at like 5.
So you're good for like 15 minutes? Or...
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. Cool.
Nice. So what have you guys been doing this past week?
Oh, the old day job, talking with the honeys, forgetting to read books I need to read, the usual.
What honeys?
I mean, there's always honeys, just like,
What, your waifus that you have on your, like, your waifus that you have on your visual novel apps?
Oh, gosh. One time one of my elder's wives, started, I guess, probing about that sort of thing. She's like, so you watch anime, right? I'm like, yeah, is there, anime pornography? I mean, there is. She's like, because I saw on Amazon, a body pillowcase with a naked girl on it. And, her husband just what? Anyway. I have never.
That came out of nowhere.
Yes, I know.
That's hilarious, dude.
So then I bought them, not because of this necessarily, but I bought them a picture of Adam and Eve with their faces superimposed on it, and they were super weirded out.
Why would you do that?
Because her brother-in-law said I didn't have the nerve. So I did.
So you did it on a dare.
Basically, yes.
Wow. You know what? You got guts, kid.
What you been doing?
The usual work, school, etc. Getting underpaid for a job that I really like doing.
No one ever feels like they're overpaid, Jeremiah.
Well, of course, no one ever feels like they're overpaid, but I gotta make rent.
It's not the employer's problem. That's a rentoid's problem.
Yeah, I know, but I can't overturn tables like Jesus did.
Stop trying to deprive the land Chad that owns you of his rightful rent.
The land, Chad. I have paid my rent on the dot every single month for 3 straight years, and my rent continues to go up.
Listen, that is the life of the rentoid. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
I
you
know,
just
and I
said, if
hate
you
it.
obey your father in heaven, that's what accounts that to you. Have you seen,
Wait, I can't pay my rent. What's that to you?
what is that between you and me? Have you seen the r/land chads subreddit?
Yes,
Love it.
I have. I don't usually go on Reddit much, but when I do, it's just to those random pages.
I'm on Christian dating, and like some of the questions on there, I'm like, are you serious right now? Like, what? Like, how is this a question in your mind? Is it
Wow.
okay for Christians to have preferences? And yes, it's okay to have preferences in dating.
In my mind, kobolds collide.
What if
Okay.
it's a male Christian? Can he have? What do you mean? Yes. Ugh.
Interesting. Okay.
Wow, there's gonna be Sonic Movie 3 DLC in the new Sonic and Shadow Generations game.
Yes.
And Keanu Reeves is playing a shadow in the game.
Cool.
Yes.
Anyway, back to D&D.
Yeah. So after some light conversation and the introductions, with just the two that were talking with Dorian, there is a loud ringing bell that kind of pierces the air, slowly growing louder. And you all look to see, entering the town is a very large bus-size caravan, built for quite a few people. At the helm, so to speak, is a man handling the reins to a very large vezin that has these rosy red scales that Isaiah and Yip Yap wouldn't be aware of, but Balgroth, you know that these kinds of vezins, vezins with red scales, are local to Sione because they've developed those scales as sort of like warming themselves type of thing.
Mm-hmm. Hated scales.
Mm-hmm. He tugs the beast to a stop, removing himself from the driver's perch and patting the Vezin's nose, much to its enjoyment. On this man's shoulder sits a beast only Balgroth has seen in person before, an Opian, which is a little furry imp known for mischief. Their Sione counterpart. They are the Sione counterpart to what Isaiah would know as a Tanis, which is more of a chimpanzee-esque being. And it waves to you with its long tail. The man kind of clasps his hands together, drawing your attention, and gives a gruff look to you all. Everyone going to Sione, make sure you are all packed up and settled in 15. If you are not on this caravan when it is time to leave, you will need to wait 2 weeks for your next safe pass. And his accusatory black eyes sweep over the small crowd that has gathered around before he grunts and walks off to the general store.
Well, I ain't waiting 2 weeks. Come on.
Yeah.
You all go to climb up. There's like a little set of stairs that have been unfolded out for you to step up onto, and you get up on them. When in your way is a furry chest. And due to the enclosed nature of this caravan, it has a big tarp over it to kind of cover the windows, so to speak. You couldn't tell that there were 2 figures already on board when the driver arrived. At the top of the steps, one of them, now crossing his arms, is a burly bugbear who is squinting his blue eyes at the 3 of you.
Ooh.
He says in a very deep voice, "What do you have to declare?" He says very slowly.
What sort of things must be declared?
I declare that I am Yip Yap No Tail.
He kind of clears his throat, and he seems to be trying very hard to speak clearly despite his tusks. Traveling items must be declared.
All of my traveling items are on my person.
We have rations. We have clothes and snow gear, obviously. I have an egg and some meat and some books.
Fossil pokes out from under the hood with my snow goggles on.
And also him.
The bugbear points to the egg that Isaiah has. Egg takes up too much room, has to go in back. And he points towards the rear of the caravan where a very large chest thing has been mounted to it. You can see that Dorian is already putting one of his larger bags into it.
All right. I will put the egg in there, and I will. I mean, do I sense anything wrong with this chest?
No, it's a normal, just kind of wooden chest. It's pretty sturdy.
Then I will, and I'm gonna have my crow sort of watch over it.
Cool. You guys come back, and he has stepped like down from the steps, so now there's a passage in, and he kind of. Yep, roll a perception.
Okay, that's the thing. Natural 20.
This guy keeps looking at you, and you don't know why. You cannot tell what emotion is happening behind his eyes, but he just keeps looking at you.
Balgroth, that guy keeps looking at me.
Balgroth sort of begins to stare at him and stand in front of Yip Yap. You've got a problem?
Merely thinking about reptile in cold weather.
He'll be fine. We made sure to get supplies for him.
That is good. You may get on.
Come on, Yip Yap.
You guys all kind of get inside the caravan. It's not a tight squeeze, but it's built like a bus, so there's like seats and rows and whatever. Enough to fit 10 people comfortably. You see at the back of the caravan, though, inside, kind of like fussing with the seats back there, is an iridescent creature who very rigidly stands up when it hears you approach. And it crawls onto the back of one of the seats and kind of perches there and then points to the seat across the aisle from it, where it seems to be indicating where you should sit. This is You guys roll a nature check. Okay.
Oh, another natural one nature check.
Wow, you don't know nothing.
So, Isaiah,
I'm allergic.
you've seen this thing in like books before, but you can't remember what it's called. Balgroth, you know that this thing is called a troglodyte, but they're usually underground, very rarely like this personable. And you don't know what this thing is called. You just know that they kind of hung around the mountain range back home, and there were certain caves that if you got too close, they would just hop out, stab something, and then hop back in to supposedly eat it. You would watch goblins get stabbed by these things as like a pastime.
Yip Yap like relates that to the others. Very quiet, enough that he wouldn't hear.
So they carry troglodytes, huh?
Fascinating.
Not my problem.
Well, I guess we'll settle in, yeah.
Okay. You get closer, and it kind of just watches you. It has big brown eyes that just there's nothing going on, and you think it's smiling at you, You think it's smiling at you. It's hard to tell, though, because its teeth are just kind of poking out of its mouth in weird angles that it's kind of unclear if its mouth is even open or not. And when you all sit down at the back row of seats, it kind of crawls over you to crawl down the aisle where its webbed hands and feet are making like really uncomfortable slapping sounds against the wet floor as it crawls up to the front of the bus and then comes back down to perch on the seats that are right in front of you.
Like Yip Yap, it does that floppy flop thing.
Yeah, but with frog feet.
Right.
It takes a little bit for everyone to get inside, but eventually everyone does. These seats fit up to 2 per seat. It's built like a bus. I don't know how else to explain this. So, who are you guys pairing up with? One of you has to sit with Dorian.
I'll sit with Dorian. I'm sure we'll have riveting discussions.
Okay. So in the back of the bus, it is Yip Yap and Balgroth, Dorian and Isaiah. Directly in front of Dorian and Isaiah sits, Akidrus and his ward, Lethea. And in front of Balgroth and Yip Yap sits the Rye that you really talk to. And in the 2 seats at the furthest, so it's like 3 seats to the front. In the 2 seats, one sits the bugbear, and the other one is the troglodyte. And then the driver gets back on his seat. Well, he climbs up. He hasn't gotten in his seat yet. Climbs up and kind of clears his throat. The Opian on his shoulders jumps off his shoulders to kind of patrol up and down, walking on the back of the seats. All right, everyone sit, listen. I'm your driver. You can call me Soria. These are the rules. Number 1, do not start fights on my caravan. Everyone is trying to get somewhere just like you, and their business is their own. Any threats or roughhousing will get you kicked out of here. Trust me, you don't want that. He looks over everyone and then continues. Number 2, we are stopping every hour to eat rations and stretch. I hope you have the rations with you. I will not be providing any. It should be a 6-hour drive to Caloral. So I hope you all have the correct amount of rations for that. And this caravan has no heating system. So you must figure out a way, if you start getting cold, warm yourself up. No open fires.
What about closed ones?
He doesn't answer. Number 3.
Sort of nudge Yip Yap in the side.
This is important. If you find yourself apart from the caravan during one of our hour stops, light 2 of your flares. Keep them nearby. Hopefully, we find you before something else does. That about does it. Are there any questions? No? Okay. We will get started. He gets into a seat, starts the Vezin up, and within a couple minutes, you guys feel yourself jerk. What?
Starts the Vezin up?
Yeah, that's what I said. And there's a jerk as you all start moving forward in the caravan.
I guess the Vezin needed a new battery.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then suddenly you hear a cry from out of nowhere. I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Oh, God. It takes less than an hour.
I said, that's what your pants are for, boy.
It takes less than an hour before you can see it. From the small gaps between the caravan tarp, you can see the border, where the grass abruptly stops and snow begins. A light fall is happening right now. A gentle shower of snowflakes is being cut off from the sky down to the grass. in this odd barrier.
Hmm.
And you cross over that, and immediately you feel it. The drop in temperature makes you all so happy that you have warm clothes. Balgrath, you feel the twinge of cold. It is not as cold as you know it is, but it's still uncomfortable despite your number sensations. Even with the warm clothes for Isaiah and Yip Yap, the chill still finds its way into your skin. And as we start walking through, that is where we are going to end the session for today.
All right.
Nice.
Hope you all had fun.
Into the unknown.
And I hope that we can do this again next week. Bye.
Bye-bye.